video number 2, guitar lessons on demand. This lesson is on a 30-minute or around 30-minute practice routine every day. This lesson was requested by Ian Redness. He asked me to share some tips on how to practice effectively each day. Now, obviously there's thousands of ways to do it, and depending on what you want to learn, where you're at, what level you're at on the guitar, it's hard to tailor a lesson specifically, but there are some general guidelines that I used and still use today. Near the end I'll give you some bonus tips, some other stuff that you maybe you want to think about. But for now, let's get started. So what I do every day, or almost every day, is to start, we call it a warm-up. It can range from 5 to 10 minutes. So what we do is when we want to start playing the guitar, we want to shake our hands, get them loosened up for, you don't have to do it too long, do it for a minute or so, get them loosened up, stretch your fingers, maybe massage them, especially the left hand if you're a right-handed guitarist. Massage them a bit, get them worked up, get the blood flowing. It may sound a bit weird or unnecessary, but trust me, it does help. Most of these things sound unnecessary, but if you follow the guidelines and you do it every day as a practice routine, you're also going to want to practice songs and other stuff, but these is general guidelines that I always try to do before I jam out or anything like that. Okay, so once we've done that a bit, what we want to do is we want to work on some open chords, just to get it flowing, just to you know, the basic easy chords that we know. Choose any 2 or 3 chords or 4 chords, and just strum along. Just strum them. So I'm going to play a G, go down to a D maybe, go to a C, back to G. Just to get flowing. You can do this for 5 minutes or so. Choose another chord progression, maybe A, D, throw in a B minor, G, back to A. Just strum. If you're familiar with bar chords, maybe go to bar chords. Loosens it all up, gets the blood flowing, so your ears working. Okay, so after you've done that for 5 to 10 minutes, or whatever you think is best, I know it sounds boring, but it helps, no matter how advanced you are. So next, what I usually like to do is work on alternate picking. I don't use a pick very much personally in my style of playing, but there comes times where I need to use one. So alternate picking is hugely important. I didn't believe it at the beginning, and I was mostly doing down strums with a few up strums or picks in between, totally random. Don't get me wrong, it's when you're jamming out a song with your friends, it's good not to think too much, but when you're practicing, it helps in the long run. So alternate picking is basically, if you don't know what it is, it's instead of playing all down strums, whether you're picking or you're strumming, it's down, up, down, up, down, up. So this works good to practice with scales. So what you want to do is choose a scale. I'll just choose the A minor pentatonic for now, and go through it up and down a few times using alternate picking. So it'll look like this. handy when you're doing solos also. It'll allow you to do those faster licks that you might be interested in doing. It doesn't seem like it, but when you down pick, you lose a half a second somewhere in there. So if you go down and then you come straight up with an up pick, it's a bit faster and it helps you. It's a good technique to learn and practice every day. And eventually you'll notice you'll be applying it to your playing without even thinking about it. So the next thing is techniques. Obviously there's many techniques, but I like to practice the hammer-on and pull-offs, which we all know. In case you don't know, a hammer-on is a pick a note, hammer-on. Pull-off is pick a note, pull it off. We use them everywhere, so it's good to practice them every day. So what I like to do is just pick a scale. We'll choose the same scale as we were using. We'll do the scale down the scale using hammer-ons, and then back up the scale using pull-offs. And you do that a few times. So what it looks like is basically and then back up with pull-offs. Okay, and if you can't bar the scale here at the 5th fret to be able to do that, that's fine. You don't really have to. It's good to know, but you can just do it note per note, like so practice that for a few minutes. The next thing will be strumming patterns. Strumming patterns, there's so many of them, but it's good to, when I was starting out, I tried to learn a different strumming pattern every day. Obviously that's hard to do, but then it got to maybe 2 or 3 a week. Try to learn them, apply them to other people's songs, to my own songs, to when I'm jamming. It helps to know strumming patterns. So I do this for a few minutes, not too long. I just choose a chord. We'll choose a G, D, and C here again. And so the basic 4/4 rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if you change it up, maybe add an and in between the ones. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. And add another and in there somewhere, maybe 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So what it sounds like is, basically the and is an upstroke and the number is the downstroke. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Try another one here. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. You can see how it changes it up so much from 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you do that for a few minutes. Finally, rhythm playing. Rhythm is the most important thing in guitar playing, even more important than lead. Might not sound as cool, but if you don't have rhythm, you can't play lead properly. So the most important part of rhythm is staying on beat and keeping your hands moving at all times, even when you're not strumming. Just like I explained to you about the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Even if there's no and, like 1 and, you don't stop here and then come back. You pretend you're playing like, and obviously you're not going to play. So we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 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 1, 2, 3 and 4. Keep your hand moving all the time. Practice that, it's extremely important. And also to a metronome. Metronome. Never talk enough about a metronome. I'll just throw on a metronome here very quickly at 100 beats per minute. Hopefully you can hear it. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Practice with the metronome as much as you can. Preferably more than a few minutes a day. Comes in handy. So 1, 2, and drums are always on the beat you hear in the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do something in between, you just make sure your downstroke lands on that click. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so a little bonus, something that helped me along the way is pick a song you like, whether you know how to play it or you don't know how to play it. Even if you know how to play it, there's chances are you can use some work. Everybody's the same. Break the song down into parts. So say most songs start with we'll say a verse. Break the verse down into maybe the first few chords, the first sequence, and play it over and over again. Try playing it at different parts in the neck, like if it's a G, try playing a G here or down here. If the song's in A, try it here, here. Practice a bunch of ways you can play the A chord or the G chord or whatever, and practice it over and over again before moving on to the next section. It works, trust me. Another thing is to always learn the song all the way through before you move on to another song. I know it's hard, everybody does it. We get frustrated if we don't know the famous F chord or a B minor or some chord that we can't find. There are ways around chords that we can't play. You can always play the cheating F chords. You can comment below if you want to know some cheating chords. Learn it all the way through because it gets easier. The mistake I did in the beginning was I would learn 10 songs but only the very first part of them, and I couldn't play a song with my friends all the way through. We started to play and then I had to stop, and then you look stupid. So trust me, even if it takes a month to learn one song all the way through, do it, because the next song will take you 3 weeks, the one after that will take you 2 weeks, and before you know it you'll be learning complete songs in under an hour, which completely baffled me a few years ago when I started to learn. I forget what the song was, but I said, oh, I used to want to play this song and try it now, and I actually got it in 30-40 minutes, so it does help a lot. Another bonus thing is techniques, your mutes. Maybe you can work on those. Muting. That's kind of a slap mute, but that can go to another video if you request it. So just to sum up quickly, warm up, shake your hands, massage them a bit, play some open chords. Anything you want, even if they don't sound good together. Play some open chords. Do your alternate picking. Up and down, up and down, up and down the scales. Practice your hammer-ons. Practice your pull-offs. Practice your rhythm playing with a metronome. And then your strum patterns. Some strum patterns going. Learn a song you like all the way through, even if it takes a year. And then if you have time, work on some techniques. So all of this should take about 30 minutes a day, and then you can go on to playing some songs. So everything that I explained to you now should be done before you actually pick up the guitar to jam with your buddies or play some songs or learn a new song. This all comes before that usually. And then after that, depending how much time you have a day, then start to learn some songs or do whatever you want. So, I hope this helps. I hope it was enough detail for you, and maybe not too much detail. But in a nutshell, that's a practice routine I use almost daily, and it has helped me a lot. So thank you. Like, comment, subscribe below. Let me know what you think of the video.